Is Dream a cheater? I have no idea. As I've said in one of my previous Dream videos, Dream isn't just a guy who plays Minecraft, he speedruns it. And he's one of the biggest Minecraft speedrunners on the internet. But recently, one of his speedruns has come under fire. Did he cheat? And before we get into this whole thing, I just want to say that I am doing that Q&A in the beginning of next year, so if you want to ask me a question, be sure to join my Discord. Also, I recorded my background gameplay on the Slithercraft Minecraft server. It's a super fun server, the mods are pretty cool, and overall it's just pretty good. So if you want to play some Minecraft with me, or if you just want to play on a really good server, be sure to join it. I will have all the details in the description of this video. Also, like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, please. To give a bit of a summary, a few days ago a bloke called GeoSquare came out with a video where he, and to a larger extent the Minecraft speedrun mod team, accused Dream of cheating in one of his recent 1.16 speedruns. Their arguments centered around his blaze rod and ender pearl drop rate luck. This mod team came to the conclusion that Dream had a 1 in 7.5 trillion chance of getting the drops he did. Obviously, this is quite a damning claim, and Dream, of course he would have to respond. So he did. On the 23rd of December, he uploaded his response video to this whole thing. And in this video, he defends himself and states that the mod team's video is actually rather flawed. You may think that this entire situation is quite straightforward, but it really isn't. It involves one hell of a lot of maths. I mean, Dream hired a PhD astrophysicist to back up his claims. Yeah, I would love to cover all of this maths stuff and really show you guys how clever I am, but maths, yeah, I failed that in school. So obviously, I would find it rather hard to follow along with the whole mathematical side of this argument, but I can tell you the mathematical findings that this astrophysicist came to. Originally, Dream's odds were meant to be 1 in 7.5 billion, but the astrophysicist came to the conclusion that his odds were actually 1 in 10 million. So Dream got really lucky, but not 1 in 7.5 trillion lucky. To show this massive difference, most of the background gameplay of Dream's response is him flying over blocks meant to signify the difference between 1 in 7.5 trillion and 1 in 10 million. Now, yes, this is one massive difference, but his odds are still 1 in 10 million. These odds are still crazy. If Dream's evidence is to be believed, his odds aren't 1 in 7.5 trillion, but his new odds aren't really an indication of his innocence, because these odds are still insane. It's 1 in 10 million for Pete's sake. Now, as I said, I would love to continue analysing and comparing the different maths in this issue, but I just can't. It's so confusing and just so hard to follow. Later in the video, Dream reads some quotes from a member on the mod team. These quotes show that the mod team was apparently in massive disarray when they first released the original Dream cheating video, and that the person he spoke to is gonna leave the mod team because of all of this. This is one massive claim, but the one thing I don't get with this section, and to a larger extent the entire video, is that everybody that Dream spoke to doesn't have a name. This professor, nameless. This mod, nameless. The person that wrote the document, nameless. How am I meant to believe that you had this conversation with a mod when you provide no evidence of this conversation happening? If this conversation happened, why not just show us screenshots? There's no evidence of this conversation with a mod ever happening. Dream only says that it happened. And yes, I know later in the video he does provide some screenshots from Discord, but all of these names and profile pictures, they're covered. These messages could be from anybody. Dream could have even messaged himself. So let's say that I wanted to verify that these conversations actually happened. How am I meant to verify this if you don't show us who you had these conversations with, and that you don't show us any evidence of these conversations ever happening? This really doesn't help Dream at all, mainly because we don't know if these conversations ever happened. Now, I'm not saying that because he hasn't provided evidence of these conversations happening, therefore he cheated, but if you're trying to prove your innocence, you have to provide your evidence, and not just say that you have it. At the end of the day, I'm really on the fence in this situation. The mods provided some bloody crazy evidence, Dream fought back with some even more crazy evidence, but both of these arguments are apparently flawed. I'm not just going to believe that Dream cheated when Dream himself has defended himself with his own evidence, but I'm not going to believe that he's innocent if I have some problems with the evidence he provided. In order to make up my mind on this whole thing, I really want to see what the mod team has to say in response to Dream, and if they can combat his side of the story. This whole issue is just so confusing too, and I feel like people may just get lost along the way and jump to conclusions. His fans may think that he's innocent just because he's Dream, and people who think that he cheated will just say that he cheated. Both of these sides may just come from a lack of understanding, mainly because the mathematical side of this argument, it's so confusing. I would love to hear your thoughts on this whole cheating thing though, so be sure to tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think that Dream cheated, or do you think that he's innocent? What do you guys think of his response? I really want to see what you guys have to say. Did Dream cheat? I've got no idea. But in his effort to prove his innocence, Dream has made this whole thing a lot more confusing.